All right, folks, we have a Halloween-themed movie reaction today. I consider myself a classic horror movie fan, and I once said this to somebody a few years ago, and they said, oh yeah, me too, like The Exorcist and Halloween, and I said, no, like Bela Lugosi, Dracula, Boris Karloff, Frankenstein. That's what I mean by classic. And The Exorcist slasher movies, those really aren't my cup of tea. Horror kind of changed in the late 60s, and that's kind of where I draw the line. And the reason for that is demonic possession and slasher films kind of really took over the genre, and I'm not really a fan of either one of those because they're a little too real for me. I believe in demons, and I believe in serial killers, and I just don't really want to see it on screen. But because of that, I've missed a lot of really big horror movies that everybody seems to love. One of those is The Exorcist. So, despite not really caring for that type of horror picture, I'm going to check it out today, and we'll see how it goes. But first, like, subscribe, comment, click the bell for notifications. Consider supporting us on Patreon for exclusive perks. It's really cheap. And subscribe to Words Like That Arts and Media Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. All right, now shut up and get to it.
Can't have no words like that.
Okay, we got some kind of chanting in Arabic. Unexpected opening shot here. I like it. Okay, first few scenes here is shot really well. And this is a commentary video, by the way, before we get any "you talk too much" in the comment section. Doing a good job of establishing what's going on here. Archaeological dig. Got this elder, maybe English gentleman. Could be American, could be some other European. Okay, that definitely looks demonic. Now, is this just some kind of condition he has, or is that got something to do with that artifact they found? Evil against evil. Okay, he's a priest, okay? He reminds me of Max von Sydow. I love the pacing of 70s films. They're a lot slower than modern films. You can kind of just get lost in it, like if you're reading a really good classic book. I feel like our attention spans have just gone down so low now that modern films are just paced at a breakneck speed and they just come out swinging, which can be good, but I like the slow build, being able to get immersed in the story, let it drag you along. Oh no. Wow. Thinks to gun him down? Okay. They're kind of hooking in a little bit with tension and be like, oh no, everything's okay. Yeah, you know, I really have no idea where this is going. Like an angel from the back, and then you get around front, it's a monster, a demon maybe. Is this going to end up being the priest that has to exorcise the demon, I wonder? And that's kind of the setup, showing him versus evil there. Okay, Georgetown. I take it this is going to be the house. I mean, that's going to be the mom of the girl. Because I do know a little bit about the movie. It's just so iconic. Really nice job of building tension here. Been very little dialogue so far.
Thank you. That's good. It's okay, I got it.
I think I know this actress too.
Oh, Carl, we've got rats in the attic. You better get some traps. Great film.
Yeah. I know her. That's can't think of her name. I know her older. Okay. Great way of showing and not telling. You get immediately what her job is. Or making a movie. Okay, we following that gent. Okay, he's a priest.
My life that I don't feel like a fraud. I mean, priests, doctor, lawyers, I've talked to them all. I don't know anyone who ever felt that.
And also you got an invitation.
What's this?
Dinner at the White House.
You're kidding me. What is it, a big party or something?
I think it's 5 or 6 people.
Thursday, huh?
All right.
Mayor, gelding, what?
I think it was a gelding.
Which reminds me of
Gray.
Haley Mills.
So beautiful. And the guy that
Old Disney films.
all around.
We'll see when we get home, okay?
When could I have one?
We'll...
All right, give it up. Give it up.
Okay, nice. They're showing normal family relationship dynamic, loving mom, happy daughter, normal kid. Been really sparse on the music here too. I like it. I think it's effective to give it a certain atmosphere.
Father, could you help an old altar boy?
I wonder what this priest story is. I'm sure we're fixing to find out. Or is he the Exorcist?
Mama. Mama.
I'm all right.
How's
How about you, Timmy?
Reminds me of
All right?
Pedro Pascal. I'm taking he is an exorcist and it's weighing on him, or maybe he's got something else going on.
I found it.
Oh, is that a Ouija board?
Closet.
Yeah, we're gonna do those. New. Now ping pong. Now that I play.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's both play.
Captain Howdy said no.
Captain who?
Captain Howdy. I make the questions and he does the answers.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Captain Howdy, do you think my mom's pretty? Captain Howdy? Captain Howdy, that isn't very nice.
Well, maybe he's sleeping.
You think?
It's all fun and games till somebody gets possessed.
Where'd you ever get an idea like that?
Bet you like him.
Linda Blair, is that the name of the actress that plays the little girl?
Like pieces.
She's doing a great job.
Mary Brooke just comes around here a lot because, well, he's lonely. Don't got nothing to do.
So I take it the father's dead, not a divorce situation. Okay, little Allman Brothers in here. I wasn't expecting that.
At least in New York, I'd be near her, I'd be close to her.
Sounds
Could say
like
about a transfer.
Brando on
Give me
Godfather.
assignment, Tom. I want out of this job. It's wrong. It's no good.
You're the best we've got.
Am I really? It's more than psychiatry, and you know that, Tom. Some of their problems come down to faith, their vocation, the meaning of their lives, and I can't cut it anymore.
Oh, does he mean he wants out of the priesthood?
I need out. I'm unfit. I think I've lost my faith, Tom.
Call his daughter on her birthday for
Oh no.
circus
Okay,
money
so
after
he's
doesn't
not
give a
dead. I just thought the way they had that line earlier where she said, I still love your dad. I always love your dad. Sounded more like he met his untimely demise than divorce.
What are you doing here?
My bed was shaking. I
Oh,
can't get to sleep.
no. Man, this is done so well. I'm already seeing why this is considered one of the greatest horror films ever, why it was such a big hit. That's a rat. That's a big rat.
That's nice.
Carl, don't do that.
Good grief.
No rats.
No rats. Thanks a lot. That's terrific.
But then his flashlight didn't make that flame up, that candle flame up like a flamethrower. We haven't got back to the archaeologist gentleman from the beginning. Oh boy. Nope. Don't like that.
She was all the time screaming, even talking to the radio. You should have called me the minute it happened.
Are you a relative?
Yes, I am her brother. He is her son. If you wasn't a priest, you'd be famous psychiatrist now, Park Avenue. Your mother should be living in a penthouse instead of the...
Okay, so that line earlier about it being more than psychiatry is actually because he is qualified. He wasn't just metaphorical that counseling as a priest is like being a psychiatrist.
Mama, it's Demi, Mama.
Why you did this to me, Demi?
Mama, I'm gonna take you out of here, Mama. Mama, I'm gonna take you home.
And also showing the disparity of life between the priest, who obviously is highly intelligent, highly credentialed, but he's chosen this path, and therefore he's lower class. He comes from a lower class family. He's still lower class. He's starting to lose his faith. Then you've got this side of the famous actress who's upper class, has a great life with her daughter, a great career, but she's got her own issues too with the...
Over behind the church. You know where I mean over there? It's a red brick wing.
St. Mike's.
I mean, who's the priest I keep seeing there?
Damien Karras.
Karras?
That's his office back to St.
His
Mike's.
name's Damien.
He had a pretty rough knock last night, poor guy. His mother passed away. She was
Okay.
living by herself. On the beach. I think we've got a guest.
You're gonna die up there.
Oh, good grief.
What's the matter? I'm sorry she's been sick. She didn't know what she was sick
Okay.
from.
What's wrong with me?
It's just like the doctor said. It's nerves, and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Yeah,
get
sure it
close and
is.
you'll be-
Yeah. I should have been there. I wasn't there. I should have been there. There was nothing you could do. Okay.
Mm.
I don't want it! Honey, it's the whole thing! I don't want it!
Well, temporal lobe. It's up here in the lateral part of the brain. Rare, but it does cause bizarre hallucinations. And usually just before a convulsion. Shaking of the bed. That's doubtless due to muscular spasm.
That was no spasm. I got on the bed. The whole bed was thumping and...
The problem with your daughter is not her bed. It's her brain.
I've had some conversations like that with medical professionals myself. Not about demon possession, but... Oh, man, look how terrible she looks. We got $3. It's kind of hard for me to watch a kid going through something like this.
There's nothing there.
Excuse me, doctor. Chris McNeil is on the phone. She says it's urgent.
You got some time?
Of course. Where is he? Well, that was Ritalin.
Mother,
McNeil, Dr. Taylor.
What's happening? Stop!
Grief. That poor actress having to do all that, too. There it is. Good night, alive. Yeah, this is why I usually avoid these kind of pictures. Nope. Wow. Yeah.
Pathological states can induce abnormal strength.
Yeah, that's it. Nailed it, doctor.
So what's wrong with her?
It's
We
demons.
still think the temporal lobe. It will involve another spinal. Dr. Tanny says the x-rays are negative, normal. Keep any drugs in your house?
No. Of course not. Nothing like that.
Is her name Ellen, actress? Sit here the whole time trying to think of her name.
Time we started looking for a psychiatrist.
And of course, she's going to end up getting connected with the priest. He's a guy's psychiatrist. Where's the assistant, whatever she is?
Are you crazy or
Our window's wide open. The whole room is freezing.
Didn't he tell you?
Didn't know who tell me.
Burke, isn't... When I went to get the Thorazine, I had him stay with her, and...
Oh,
I should have known better. I'm sorry.
I guess you should have.
Suppose he heard.
Heard what?
He fell down from the top of the steps right outside. By the time he hit M Street, he broke his neck.
Are you comfortable, Reagan?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, she's nailing this.
12.
I'm speaking to the person inside of Reagan now.
Yeah, how's she making a lion roar? Explain that, Docs.
Why, you...
Good grief. Hoo-wee. Lee J. Cobb. It's Lee J. Cobb, isn't it?
Father Karras, William F. Kinderman, homicide. Well, you know this director was doing the film here. Burke Dennings. You're also familiar how last week he died.
Only what I read in the papers.
Father, what do you know on the subject of witchcraft?
I once did a paper on it.
I know, I read it. Well, this desecration in the church, you think this has anything to do with witchcraft?
Maybe. Some rituals used in the Black Mass, maybe.
Dennings, you read how he died.
In a fall.
Let me tell you how. And please, Father, confidential.
Kind of get a little bit of a film noir, Bob.
Good father was found at the bottom of those steps leading to M Street with his head turned completely around, facing backwards.
Didn't happen in the fall?
It's possible.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Possible, however,
Unlikely.
witchcraft kind of murder, and on the other hand, a Black Mass type desecration in the church.
You think the killer and the desecrator are the same?
Maybe somebody crazy, somebody with a spite against the church.
Sick priest, is that it?
You're the psychiatrist. You know who was sick at the time, who wasn't. I mean, this kind of sickness. You'd know that.
I don't know anyone who fits that description.
Doctor's ethics. If you knew, you wouldn't tell, huh?
No, I probably wouldn't.
Not to bother you with trivia, but a psychiatrist was put in jail for not telling the police what he knew about a patient.
Is that a threat?
No, I mention it only in passing.
Incidentally, I mention it only in passing. I could always tell the judge it was a matter of confession.
Rarely ever seen anymore, except in primitive cultures. We call it somnambuliform possession. We really don't know much about it at all. It leads to the patient's delusions that his body has been invaded by some alien intelligence, spirit, if you will.
Look, I'm telling you again, you better believe me.
Scientism.
And I don't care what you call it, I'm not putting her away.
Of course, there is one outside chance for a cure. You ever heard of exorcism? Well, it's a stylized ritual. Rabbi or the priest try to drive out this so-called invading spirit. It has worked, in fact, although not for the reasons they think. Of course, it's purely
right.
The victim's belief in possession is what helped cause it. So in that same way, the belief in the power of exorcism can make it disappear.
You're telling me that I should take my daughter to a witch doctor?
Close, except the complete opposite.
Might your daughter remember, perhaps, if Mr. Dennings was in her room that night?
No. No, she was heavily sedated.
Why are you asking all this?
It's strange. The deceased comes to visit, stays only 20 minutes, and leaves all alone a very sick girl. Likely he would fall from a window. Besides, a fall wouldn't do to his neck what we found, except maybe one chance in 1,000. He was killed by a very powerful man, and then pushed from your daughter's window. But nobody was in the room except your daughter, so how can this be? No. I'll come back when she's feeling better.
Another thing I like about this is it's not just constant demonic possession or stuff happening, which is kind of what I had in my mind was going to be going on from my experience with some of the later demon possession type films that I did not like at all. and only watch because people I was with want to watch them. Good night alive. Good grief. Good grief. That was disturbing. And if I wasn't doing this for reaction, I might just turn off right now. Dead serious. Good grief. Nope.
Chris McNeil.
Please go away.
I'm Father Karras.
How do you go about getting an exorcism?
Beg your pardon?
Somebody very close to me is probably possessed. Father Karras is my little girl. Could you see her?
Yes, I could. I could see her as a psychiatrist, but I can't see
not
her.
a psychiatrist. She needs a priest. Do help her. Just help her.
Man, the characters in this are great. Done such a good job. Oh boy, she looks terrible where she got beat up.
Hello, Reagan.
I'm not Reagan.
Well, then let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
Where's Reagan?
In here with us.
Good grief, this is
Show me
creepy.
Reagan and I'll loosen one of the straps.
Can you help an old altar boy, Father?
Your mother's in here with us, Karras. Would you like to leave a message? I see that she gets it.
Then you must know my mother's maiden name. What is it?
Okay, yeah, this. That's a famous scene.
I need evidence that the church would accept as signs of possession.
Like what?
Like her speaking in a language she's never known or studied.
What else?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Look, your daughter doesn't say she's a demon. She says she's the devil himself. Now, if you've seen as many psychotics as I have, you'd realize that's the same thing as saying you're Napoleon Bonaparte.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you that thing upstairs isn't my daughter. I want you to tell me that you know for a fact that there's nothing wrong with my daughter except in her mind. You tell me that!
Did you know my mother died recently?
Yes, I did. I'm very sorry.
No. Is Reagan aware of it?
Not at all.
It's not important. Good night.
It is. God is. And this is a great film. As uncomfortable as it is for me to watch personally, really, really good horror film.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
You'd like that?
It would bring us together. You and us.
How long are you planning to stay in Reagan?
Until she rots and lies stinking in the earth. What's that?
Holy water.
You keep it away.
Oh, it burns! Oh, it burns!
Good grief. Woo-wee. The first hour kind of breezed by, even with the pacing being slow. Now that the pace has picked up, though, it seems like that time is just expanded here because this is so nerve-wracking.
I told Reagan that was holy water. I sprinkled it on her and she reacted very violently. It's tap water, and that doesn't help support a case for possession.
She killed Burke Dennings. She pushed him out her window.
Now on there!
It's a language, all right. It's English. It's English in reverse. Listen.
Give us time! Let her die!
It's like really the first jump scare. Oh, good grief. Like she's scratching from the inside out.
You're convinced that it's genuine?
No, not really, I suppose. But I have made a prudent judgment that it meets the conditions set down in the ritual.
You would want to do the exorcism yourself?
Yes.
Might be best to have a man of experience, maybe someone who spent time in foreign missions.
I understand, Your Excellency.
They gonna get the old guy from the archaeology dig, or is that guy dead? We never gonna see him again.
I doubt there's any danger in just having him assist. Should be a psychiatrist present anyway.
What about the Exorcist?
How about Lancaster Marin?
I had notion he was over in Iraq. I think I read that he was working on a
Yep.
dig near Nineveh.
Yeah, you're right, Mike, but he's finished. Came back 3 or 4 months ago.
Mrs. McNeil, Father Mary.
Father?
Father Karras.
Is that Max von Sydow? I think it is, isn't it? Okay, I said at the beginning, that guy looks like Max von Sydow.
I believe we should begin.
I think it might be helpful if I gave you some background on the different personalities Reagan has manifested. She's convinced that
There's only one.
Ellen Burstyn? Is that her name? Or am I getting her mixed up with another actress? The name, I mean. This poor actress having to act this, though. Wonder if that psychologically scarred her.
Proud men have risen up against me, and men of violence seek my life.
Look down in pity.
You killed your
On this
mother.
your servant.
You left her alone to
Reagan
die.
to
Shut up. I'll never forgive you.
To depart from the servant of God. It's the power.
Another famous scene.
The power of Christ compels you. He brought you low by his blood-stained cross.
Oh, did he knock him out? Oh, good grief. Statue he saw in Iraq. Grief, I am wore out. Good grief. How long we got here? 15 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. You going back in here alone? Good grief. Would never. Oh yeah, I forgot about the pills. Got some kind of conditions. Have to take that medication. Forgot about that. What are you doing, Damien? Don't ask about your mother. Don't engage it.
Please, Timmy. I'm afraid.
What is it?
Her heart.
Είσαι πολύ κουρασμένος. Να πας στο κρεβάτι σου.
You're not my mother!
Can they not just wear earplugs? It's gotta help, right?
Get out.
He's a liability. Shouldn't have gone in there alone. Oh no. Oh no. See, I thought about saying earlier, is something going to happen to him, and Damien's going to have to finish the exorcism by himself, and he's suffering from faith, and he's compromised. And I thought, now they're not going to go that direction. There's not enough time left in the movie, but I was wrong. No, it's the girl's body. Oh, good grief. No. Really? He took the demon inside himself and then jumped out the window to end it. Is that what I got out of that? Wow. Wow. What an ending.
You want to make a confession?
Hey, still alive?
Are you sorry for having offended God? Of all the sins of your past life. He wrote to himself and the one who was become stupid. And when he punished it, he deserved it.
Totally unexpected. Didn't get that one. Usually decent at getting twist endings, but I really wasn't looking for one in this one. I mean, I got Saul in the first 10 minutes. I got Sixth Sense with like 20 minutes left in the movie. Didn't see this one coming.
All done.
Okay. Honey, this is Father Dyer.
Hi, Father.
Hello.
I don't really even see how you can, from an angle, I don't see how you can go out the window and fall down. Anyway, wow. Okay, the novelist wrote the screenplay. Ellen Burstyn, got her name right. Well, I gotta say, that was objectively one of the best horror films ever made. On a personal front, super uncomfortable watch once it actually got into the demon possession stuff. But regardless, you're talking the cinematography, the script, the acting, the scares, because a horror movie is supposed to be scary first and foremost, I would say, and this is incredibly scary. I also feel like it is a cut above all of the later demon possession horror movies that I have seen that didn't really want to watch, but I was with some other people, they wanted to see them, so I watched it. And a lot of those were just, they had a lot of gore and a typical ending. This is what you're expecting, oh, this, you know, to exorcise the demon, whatever. This one, not so much. I did not see that ending coming at all. I had the thought that something was going to happen to Max von Sydow and Damien was going to have to finish the Exorcist, but I was like, nah, they're not gonna. As it went on, I was like, nah, they're not gonna do that. They don't have the time to do that. And then that happened. I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna do the Exorcist himself. But the way he did it was he took the demon in himself, but he was able to fight it long enough to throw himself to his death, and then he got absolution there at the end from his friend and fellow priest, which was a nice way to kind of give his character a good end out of a terrible situation, out of a terrible end. It was masterful. I love the framing of who the Exorcist was the Max von Sydow's character. And it started out the framing with him at the beginning in Iraq, and then they just move away from that, don't mention that throughout the rest of the movie until the last act when he shows up to actually do the exorcism, and they have this big climactic exorcism that is iconic with the floating in the bed and all that. And then he dies. Really good picture. I will probably never watch that one again, as I have never watched any of the other demon possession type movies, because that's just not my bag. A little too real for me. And I know there may be some people watching this that's like, what do you mean too real? It's the demons aren't real. You believe what you want to believe. But anyway, great film. I understand why it is heralded as one of the best, both critically and by audiences. And yeah, top horror film. Great watch for Halloween. I'm hoping I can get this up before Halloween, because I'm going to have to do a lot of editing on this to get it up on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's already up. But hope you enjoyed it. I did, to a degree. Minus all the demon stuff that had me like, and that was I mentioned there was one scene where if I'd have been watching this not for reaction and that would have happened, I'd have just turned off and never finished the film, never watched the film again. But I'm glad I did, though, because now I know, now I've seen it, and it got me. It had a really great twist ending. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to get another one or two out before Halloween. We'll see. And if you like this, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Consider supporting us on Patreon for the full reaction, and we'll see you soon.